Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Harpejji Talk, the show where I go like, this is how the harpejji works. My name is Walter, and in this episode I want to talk about a question that pops up in the comment section quite often, and it's this: how do you tune the harpejji? Or even more often, wow, imagine tuning that thing. Or even more often, tuning that thing must be a pain in the elbow. Well, let me just tell you this, guys. Tuning the harpejji is actually a very simple task, and this is how to do it.
Harpejji Talk.
Is it difficult to tune? The answer is niet. It is very simple. Imagine tuning 4 guitars. The biggest harpejji has got 24 strings, so 4 times 6 is 24. So you tune 24 strings using a tuner. Simple. How often do I need to tune the harpejji? Now, this depends on how often you move it around. Naturally, the harpejji does stay in tune way better than most guitars out there. For example, my K24, if it sits comfortably in the studio like this, I don't have to tune it for a week sometimes. Although when I move it out of house, the environment will change. So this means harpejji being a wooden instrument, it does react naturally. So once you move it to a new location, there's a different air humidity, a different air temperature. So the trick would be to let it settle in the new environment for 15-30 minutes if possible, and only then tune it again. Does it take a long time to tune? Niet. It will take short time to tune. What kind of strings does the harpejji use? The harpejji uses absolutely standard electric guitar and electric bass strings, so getting new strings for your harpejji is never a problem. Once you order your harpejji, the wonderful Joy from Marcodi, the makers of the harpejji, she will send you a harpejji string gauge. So it's a map for you to see what kind of strings you actually need and how many of which. The K24, the one I have back there, it's got 24 strings, so it doesn't really make sense for me to memorize all the strings. So what I do is I just take the gauge, I take the map with me as a PDF, I show it to the guys at my local guitar shop, and they fill out my basket with according strings. And that's it, it's very simple. What kind of tuner I can use with harpejji? Well, hi Dimitri, that's a great question. Basically anything built for tuning guitars or basses. You can use a tuner pedal like this. You can use a tuner on a bigger effects unit. You can use a tuner somewhere on your software. Or you can use even a clip-on tuner. The only exception here being the mobile apps that use the phone microphone. Because the harpejji is sort of like an electric guitar, so it's rather quiet on its own. So if you have a tuner that you can connect to your harpejji with an instrument cable, that would be the tool for the job. And last but not least, we have the Ergonomic tuning wrench. And this is a hex key or an Allen wrench, and in the American system it's the 3x32 measure. So this means whenever you need a spare or just a new one, you can probably find one in your local shop with relative ease. Now, it looks like a simple thingy, and it actually is a simple thingy, but bear in mind this is the only suitable tool for actually tuning your harpejji, so make sure to always have one with you. Now please stop talking, already long video, please tune the harpejji. You know what, Dimitri? I think you're right. And here we are with the beautiful, perfectly out of tune harpejji. Just beautiful. Now first let's remove the tuning strip cover. It's got magnets, so it comes off very easily. You don't have to remove it when you tune your harpejji, but I want to show you what's going on inside here. So you can probably notice these metal pegs holding on to each string of the harpejji with a round screw inside. Now, once you start tuning the harpejji, you will see these metal pegs moving back and forth inside the tuning channel. So this is how we tune the harpeggi. If you want to tighten a string, you turn the screw, the tuning screw back here, clockwise. If you want to loosen a string and make the pitch lower, you turn the screw counterclockwise. So let's start tuning it, and I will explain a couple of things along the way. I normally start with the higher string and I use a fret somewhere down the middle of the harpeggi. Now bear in mind, you have to know which note you are hitting, and you have to make sure it shows up on your tuner as well accordingly. So I'm now hitting a C note. Yes, we can see a C on the tuner, and we see that we're a little bit flat. So I'm turning the tuning screw clockwise, and voila, we're in the green. Now the next string, a B flat. Again, a little bit flat, turning the screw clockwise, just so we're accurate. Again, nice. Now, it should be an A flat, let's see. Yes, it is a slightly flat A flat, and that's taken care of. An F sharp or a G flat. Now that's a G flat, and as we can see, we're a little bit sharp. We're a little bit sharp, so we have to turn the screw counterclockwise, and that's accurate. Yes, good. Try to tap on each string with an even touch. Try to have the same touch on every string. This makes sure that your tuning will be accurate in the end. If you play with a different dynamic in every string, this might affect the overall tuning. So let's keep it even. Now, an E note, and I can already hear it's horribly flat. So turning the screw clockwise, and there we go. Hold on. Yes, that's in tune. Yep. A D note. Wow. Now, this is what I was talking about. You see an E flat on the tuner screen, but I'm actually tapping a D note. So we want to get to a D note, so we have to turn the screw counterclockwise until we're home. That's good. Now a C. You can see there are 24 strings on the harpeggi, and sometimes I tend to turn the wrong screw, so I'm actually tuning the wrong string. So to avoid this, I sometimes tap a note and I do a slight vibrato or a bending motion here, so I can see which string is vibrating, so I can make sure I'm turning the right screw. Now, a B note shows up on the tuner, but we need to get to a C. Always make sure to check the note you're tapping pops up on the tuner as well. Sometimes, if the harpeggi for some reason is horribly out of tune, like mine is right now, then you need to know which note you're playing. Although I must say I did a very good job detuning the harpeggi this time. Now, an A flat, and we're a little bit on the flat side. There you go. Oh wow, we're actually expecting a G flat. Now an E, an F, yes, and a G flat. Good. E. Oh yes, I really went to town with these middle strings here. Now, yes, that's an E. Now we need a D note. Yes, that's good. Yeah. A C. Oh, only a semitone. Nice. A C note here. That should be in tune. This has to be a B flat. So, again, very, very horribly detuned. And we're back in tune. Yeah, that's good. Just once more. Okay, we need an A flat. Checking on the fretboard, checking on the tuner. So this has to be a G flat or an F sharp, but my tuner for some reason prefers the flat notes to the sharps. Now for a change, let's change the fret. My arms aren't that long. Now an E flat. Yeah, that's good. A D flat, so we have to turn the screw counterclockwise now. And there we go. A B natural. So clockwise now to get the pitch a bit higher. And there we go. An A note, and we're awfully sharp, so counterclockwise. A. Now G. That's a G note right there. Okay, G flat, so we have to go counterclockwise a bit more to the flat side. So there's an F natural. So let's change the fret again. Let's take a D note. That's not too bad to begin with. Once more. And there we go. And the final, let's end with a C. Okay. Or B flat, so we... Okay. And there you go. Here we have a perfectly in tune harpeggi. So this is how you tune the harpeggi. I hope you guys found my video helpful. If you have any more questions, just, leave a comment and I'll try to answer some of your questions in my future videos. And, you can always like and subscribe, and that's it from me. So have a good one, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.